Welcome to BTV News Hour. I'm Angelina Mambo, and it's Friday, the 17th of June 2016. Here are our headlines. Niger Delta Avengers blow up NNPC oil pipelines. Biafrans humiliate Buhari in London. Boko Haram terrorist launches radio station. Corrupt John Soho, his license should be revoked. Now the news in details. The Niger Delta Avengers on Thursday claimed it blew up a pipeline belonging to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) in Akwa Ibom State. The Freedom Fighters, which has claimed responsibility for several attacks on pipeline installations in the Niger Delta region, on its Twitter handle at ND Avengers, said the pipeline was located at Orok Anam local government area of Akwa Ibom State. Biafrans in London stormed Royal London Hospital yesterday, June 16, 2016, where Muhammadu Buhari, the Nigerian president, was being treated for a terminal disease. The hospital is part of Bat Health NHS Trust. Biafrans had with them a large display of Biafrans that Buhari's blood-curdling military and police, as well as his Boko Haram and Fulani herdsmen, killed. The Biafrans were meant to humiliate Buhari in his dying bed as they sang and danced to Biafra Solidarity song. While they did that, they took time to inform the hospital staff that they were treating the worst of human beings and a war criminal in their hospital. They took time to explain to the hospital staff that Buhari was a child rapist, a mass murderer, and a Muslim religious bigot. Boko Haram has set up an FM station broadcasting on 96.8 frequency, the Hausa service of Voice of America reports. According to the report, villagers living in the village of Tokomari in the far north state of Cameroon said they tuned to the station, which spread Boko Haram's propaganda challenging statements from the Nigerian government claiming that it is winning the war against the world's deadliest terrorist group. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has practically declared victory over Boko Haram, saying at various times that the terrorist group is technically defeated. This week, the group launched a daring attack on a village near Chibok town in Borno State, killed 4 people and kidnapped 3 women. How will Buhari explain that? One of the top 10 qualities of a judge is that he must have a good record and reputation for excellent character and integrity. The integrity of a judge is the keystone of the judicial system. Integrity enables a judge to make decisions or rulings based on the facts of a case and the law. A judge with integrity sets aside personal prejudice, personalities, and partisan political influences. A judge is expected to rise above mere mortal status and dispense justice with an objectivity that borders on the divine. He should be independent from the pressures of everyday life and free of political influences. The judge is to resolve difficult legal disputes with the wisdom as that of the legendary King Solomon, without harboring fear or favor. But unfortunately, these qualities are far-fetched and seriously lacking in Justice John Soho, who is already biased, contrary to the ethics of the judiciary. The several judicial somersaults of Justice Soho is enough to question his credibility and moral standards. He has not only proven to be grossly corrupt, but highly professionally incompetent. John Soho's license should be revoked, and he must be brought to book for his criminality. His insistence on presiding over Nnamdi Kanu's case by all means has only shown the obvious, that is, he intends to jail Nnamdi Kanu to the satisfaction of the dictator-in-chief of the Islamic Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. We we Biafrans have lost total confidence in his capability to handle Nnamdi Kanu's case and dispense justice. We simply cannot go on with such a corrupt and incompetent judge. The National Judicial Council was seemingly inactive in playing the rules that will fish out bad eggs and interlopers in the judiciary. The appointment of Justice Fatima Aloma Mukhtar as the Chief Justice of Nigeria 3 years ago awoke the NJC from its deep slumber, in line with the resolve of Justice Aloma to ensure that the nation's judiciary regain its strength and honor. It therefore became worrisome and rather suspicious that in all these supposed anti-corruption fights in the Nigerian judiciary, the torchlight has never been beamed on Justice John Soho of the Court 3 Division of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, despite all the negative reports of his judicial misconduct and recklessness in the judiciary. For all we know, Justice Toho is one judge you wouldn't like to encounter in court because he is remarkable for dishing out an unjust and inconsistent rulings against the supreme dictates of the law he swore to uphold. This was why he shamefully withdrew as the presiding judge from the fundamental rights suit by the chairman of B. Courtney Limited, Dr. Wale Babalakin, SAN, against the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and the EFCC. Again, in Nnamdi Kanu's case, the inconsistent rulings of John Soho is an evidence that he is employed and paid by the federal government not just to jail Nnamdi Kanu, who is a prisoner of conscience, and other defendants, but to pervert and obstruct the cause of justice. He has apparently allowed the federal government through her DSS to hijack the proceedings of the court by the virtue of his dancing to their tunes and dictates. As has been confirmed, the federal government is now running the proceedings and not the judge. But what I find difficult to comprehend is the reason why a judge in his capacity would want to be used by a temporal and passing by politician whose tenure elapses at the end of every 4 years in office, than to maintain his integrity and the reputation he has built over the years for the sake of what he hopes to gain from his paymasters, and then forgetting that he is not alone in this world. As noblemen and people of good conscience condemned the way in which Justice John Soho has handled the case of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, so far may not be unconnected with his mundane ambition of becoming the next Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, when the current Chief Judge, Honorable Justice Ibrahim Alta, and his second in command steps down the ladder in 2017. There is therefore the need for the NJC, in its march to clean the judiciary of filth, to seriously and genuinely consider and probe Justice John Soho in this judicial blunder and misconduct, without which the fight against corruption in the judiciary would not be said to be completed. The victims of Biafran Heroes Day on the 30th of May 2016, who were visited in the hospital, had sworn to continue Biafra agitation until Kanu is released. They have reiterated their willingness to continue until death takes them away. Nnamdi Kanu is a civilized man that would always place peace ahead of violence, even though he will stop at nothing but reach his goals. Biafrans, we must do everything possible to get our prophet of truth out from the hand of Lucifer. People like Nnamdi Kanu comes once in a century. Most of us don't know what we have in Nnamdi Kanu. We must do everything to make sure we get him out unharmed. Nnamdi Kanu alone worth the whole of Nigeria put together. They would like to harm him, but that will be their doom. Nnamdi Kanu is the prophet of our time, and I pray that may he live long. Thank you so much for joining us here on BTV News. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching.